Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you had a great week. Today is February 10, 2023, and this is your Friday planning video. It's been another amazing week in the financial world. I'll leave the market update for Monday, but suffice it to say, in the words of Meryl Streep in Mary Poppins Return, the world is turning turtle. If you missed that one, just know that what seems like up is down and what seems like down is up. Turning turtle. Worth a look if you've missed the movie. As for the planning part that we need to take from all of this, I want to touch on a few items today. In a quick review of the past few weeks, let's please take a look at your cash management. Although much of the news is reporting that America's savings is being depleted by high inflation and YOLO spending, that's you only live once spending, I had to look that one up. Regardless of all that spending, as I tell you the tales from the front line, there is still a lot of cash sitting in bank accounts that are earning little or no interest. I spoke about this 3 weeks ago and 2 weeks ago. We have recency bias. And recently, actually for the past decade or so, no one has had to pay attention to their cash positions. There were two kinds of cash. It was either invested in the market or earning nothing at the bank or on the sidelines. That, of course, was because for such a long time, the bank interest rates were so low. The high yield kind, they were actually at a whopping 1/2 or 3/4%. And overall, that was not enough to move the needle on your cash holdings. So you may have gotten so used to this, you just think that that's how things are supposed to be. Let me remind you, this has changed. Starting about this time last year, we started one of the fastest rate increase cycles in 50 years. Now, again, remember, for timeliness sake, these rates are based on right now rates, and so keep that in mind if you watch this later than just today. Last year, this time, we were at 1/4 to 1/2 of 1% on the Fed funds rate, and that was for and for cash at the bank, even the high yield ones, we were at or below 3/4 of 1%. Here we are, not even 12 months later, and we're seeing 4.5 to 4.75% of the Fed rates, and most people have just assumed that there's still no place to get interest on your money. As I mentioned a few weeks ago, and I've seen hundreds of thousands of dollars this week alone, sitting in the bank earning 0.1%. I've urged you and will continue to do so. Rates on checking accounts, FDIC insured accounts, usually at the online banks, but many familiar bank names, they're between 3 and 4% in most cases. This is not the CD market, it's not the corporate bond market, not even the treasury market. I can help you evaluate those investments too, but if you're looking for a place to hide from the market or even just hold your well-planned emergency fund, it makes sense to look around. Just to put a dollar figure on this for you, let's do some easy math. But $100,000 in cash earning a 4% rate of interest can earn you close to $4,000 more than the very low earning account that you may have at the large U.S. banks right now. Please talk to me if you want to talk more about your cash management plan. This should be a plan, not just an accident. Like all things we keep talking about, if you take some time and we talk about this part of the plan, how it figures into your goal, it can make a meaningful difference in dollars and cents or even just peace of mind. Okay, 2 more quick items before we go today. First, once again, I need you to ask you to revisit your estate plan. This is where you can and should. Please look at the title you have on each of your accounts. This refers to the possible need for trusts, TOD accounts, and even the difference between joint and single accounts. This is true for your beneficiaries also. Change in your family, change in your life, you should review these items. Beneficiaries for retirement accounts, life insurance, and even your wills. Last thing today. Next week, we'll start talking about the upcoming IRA season and what kind of planning to do as we get closer to April 15th. It is a special day, not only because it's the birthday of some special people I know, Jasmine, David, and Josh, and not only tax filing deadline. Usually it's a tax filing deadline. Fun fact, this year you get 3 extra days. Tuesday, April 18 is the deadline due to the 15th being a Saturday and Monday, the 17th being a holiday. It's actually Emancipation Day in Washington, D.C. I don't make this up. And Patriot Day in Maine and Massachusetts. I'll save the other holidays on that day for another time. So as we get close to the filing deadline, we'll also get closer to 2022 prior year IRA and Roth IRA contribution deadlines. So let's be sure we talk about that. Last one on the agenda today, one more quick swipe at Roth conversions. As always, I don't give personal tax advice, but this time of year especially, I spend a lot of time talking to your tax advisors about your plans. Please feel free to contact us. There is actually a form that we ask you to sign authorizing us to share information with them. I want to give 5 quick reasons to consider Roth conversions. First, you may be in a higher tax bracket in retirement. Simply, if you are, it may make sense to convert now, pay taxes at current rates versus where they will be when you retire. I don't forecast tax rates, but we are still historically low, and we do currently have over $31 trillion in national debt. It'll have to be addressed somehow. Second, those pesky required minimum distributions that I keep bringing up, they don't exist for Roth IRAs. Think about it, it's obvious the government will not get any additional taxes when you take your money out tax-free, so it's off their radar in this way. Third, I refer to this as the multiple tax bucket approach. Simply as you approach retirement or move into that part of your life, it could be a great benefit that you have multiple different types of assets as far as taxes are concerned. Ordinary income, capital gains, even tax-free. There may be times later in life that you may want one source over the other. This Roth will be your tax-free one as long as you stay within the parameters of the Roth IRA. Fourth, estate planning. Back to that, simply the tax time bomb that the Secure Act brought about, and overall the taxes on inherited IRAs, not the case with Roths. This is becoming more and more important. Fifth and finally, the market is still down. Yes, we're up from January 1, but as every one of our meetings recall, if we only go back 12 months, the market is much higher, was much higher then. So lower IRA values can provide possible Roth conversion opportunities. Okay, it's a lot to swallow after another big week like we've had. We're quickly approaching the middle of February. Time is screaming by. I'm not sure about you, but wow, there's a lot to get done and accomplish this year. Please stay in touch and let's get a 2023 plan in place for you if we have not already done that. Come back Monday for the Monday Market Update. I'll wrap up the week and preview next week. The world is certainly turning turtle. Have a great weekend.